A very warm good morning to my dear children. Here I am with another video lecture on the topic verbs. In our last class we had studied about the definition of verb. That verbs are words that state some sort of an action, physical or mental. They show possession, they show state of being, right? And after that we had also studied about main verb, that is also called as your principal verb. And we had studied the headings of transitive verb, intransitive verb and ditransitive verb, right? So I'll just recapitulate it for you and I'll tell you what was our transitive verbs. Transitive verbs required an object to complete its meaning, and intransitive verbs are complete in itself. They do not require any object to give a proper meaning to the sentence. And what is ditransitive then? Ditransitive verbs, they have two objects, right? So this was all about what we had done in the last video. Today you can see the board is quite filled, right? So you must be feeling that today ma'am has done a lot of homework, or otherwise I don't know what ma'am is going to fill inside our heads, right? So yes, of course dear children, I have tried doing a little bit of extra homework to make things easy for you. There are certain charts which I have tried to make as crisp as possible for you people, because if you notice the charts given in your grammar books, you will notice there are 15 columns for only be. There are 15 columns for do, 15 columns for the verb have. So even the basic verbs, that is your be, do and have, you are having 15 columns each. So compared to that, I'm sure you must be finding this is quite better. Okay, so let's begin today's lecture. We'll start with the definition of helping verbs. Today we will be doing helping verbs. So what are helping verbs? Helping verbs, like the name suggests, helping. They assist, they help the main verb. There are sentences where you must be seeing that, for example, I'll say the man is walking. So the man is the subject, is a verb, walking is also a verb. Okay, walking is an action, and is word, what is it doing? It is assisting the main verb, that is walking. It is telling us that the action is being continued even right now and the man is walking. So is word out here, what is it doing? It is assisting the main verb. Now sometimes in some sentences you will notice that there are only helping words being used. For example, when I say Mr. Bhupesh has a car. Now has out here is not an action. Okay, has we will study out here when we study the be, do and have forms. Has is a helping verb, you will come to know today. Then why do we say that it is a main verb in the sentence Mr. Bhupesh has a car? In some sentences where there is no action word and only helping verb is being used, in that case the helping verb becomes the main verb. For example, see dear children, when the teacher is teaching in the class is sitting in a very disciplined manner and everyone is listening to the teacher. And when the teacher is not there, what is the work of the monitor? The monitor assists the teacher. So as soon as the teacher is entering, the monitor starts saying, okay ma'am, these were the students who were making noise, these were the students who have not submitted their notebooks, etc, etc. So they just assist the teacher. So they act like helping verbs. Who is the main verb? Your teacher is the main verb. Now someday when the teacher is on leave, so that day what happens? That day that helping verb, that is your class monitor, he or she is seeing the entire discipline of the class, right? So he is acting like the main verb. He is trying to act like a teacher in the sense that he is trying to maintain the same decorum that should be there when a teacher is present in the class. So I think this is an easy way to connect with the meaning of main verb and a helping verb. Okay, now we will study what are the examples of helping verb. So mainly we are having three primary helping verbs. First one is be, second one is do, do, third one is have, have, have. These three are also referred as primary auxiliary. So helping verb he classified into two parts, primary auxiliary and your modals. So this is called be, do and have is called your primary auxiliary. Now what is modal auxiliary then? So you can see a list of verbs that I have written on the board for you that come under the category of helping verbs under modal auxiliaries. So can, may, shall, must, used to, could, might, would, should, ought to. All these words, they are called your modal auxiliaries. Now what is the purpose of modal auxiliaries, or why do we divide these two into, why we have divided the helping verbs into two fractions? So I'll just tell you the reason. First of all, the main forms, that is be, do and have. We use these verb forms in the formation of tenses. So this particular portion is very, very important for your tenses. This I would say is the base for your tense. Okay. And I would want your special attention and focus on this part. Now what are the rest? They are also important helping verbs, but they are used as models. That means what kind of things these verbs can convey to us? They convey to us capability. When I say I can swim, that means I have a capability of swimming. I can do it. Possibility. Then if I say it might rain tomorrow, so might, it is showing possibility. It can rain also, it cannot rain also. Similarly, I would have used the word it may rain tomorrow. So words like may, might, they convey possibility. Advice. If I advise you, you should speak the truth. Okay, you should be regular to your class. You should wear your school uniform daily. Okay, so these kind of things are your advice. A teacher is telling you so that it will do you good. Okay, it depends upon you whether you agree to it or not. That is solely your choice. Next, order. Now what is an order? Order is something that is compulsory. For example, if there is an order, the students who are wearing the school uniform only can appear for the test. Should I, issue such kind of an order? No, don't worry, there is nothing like that. So order could be, for example, if I say you have to reach at 8:30 a.m. in the classroom. The examination begins at 9. No student will be allowed to leave after the examination starts. So these kind of things are fixed and you have to obey them. Otherwise you will not be allowed to give the exam. After 9 you will not be permitted to enter, right? So when these kind of things which are compulsory for you to be done, you must reach school for giving the examination by 8:30. This is an order. Okay. If I say you must make sure you don't move out after 9. So that is again an order. You must stay throughout 2 hours of the examination. Again it is an order. Okay, so compulsory things which you cannot afford to disobey, you have to accept it. Those will come under your orders. Okay, for example, you must bring the project in order to get the 5 marks for your assessment. So you cannot afford coming without the project, can you? You cannot, right? So these kind of things are your modal auxiliaries. You can go through the list and all these words are familiar to you. You have already been using these words. So I'm sure you are very much clear about definition of helping verbs and the modal auxiliaries as well as your auxiliaries. So both primary auxiliaries, that is your be, have and do. Modal auxiliaries, that is your can, may, shall, must, all these words. Now you are quite familiar. Now I'll proceed one step ahead. like I said, as we move one step ahead, what are we going to do now? We are going to understand this chart. Now what is there in this chart? Please pay attention. You can see out here I have written subject. What is it written? Subject. Next, singular and plural. You know this very well that when we talk about someone, we talk about a place or anything. So there is a possibility we are talking about a single thing, single place, single person. There is a possibility we talk about more than one. So I have used the column singular and plural out here. Now the subjects. How can we classify the subjects? The subjects can be classified into three groups. First one, first person. Second is your second person. And third is your third person. So who is first person? So I just take an example. Right now, for myself, I am the first person. I am going to give myself the first rank. This everyone is going to do, right? So I am also doing the same. I am the first person. Who is the second person? You are the second person. The ones who are listening to me right now, they are the second person. Then who is the third person? We both might be talking about a single girl, a single boy, a single place. So all those things, when we talk about one, that will be referred as your what? It will be referred as your third person. Is it clear? And third person in which category? In the category of singular. When I am talking about more than one. So right now, like I had said, I am the first person. So when I am talking about plural, so who will be the first person then? Imagine with me your maths teacher was standing, with me your science teacher was standing, and we three were teaching you people. So we three would tell that we are the first person. We. So we becomes your example of plural what? First person. When I am saying like we have become plural because two more teachers are here. So now who is the second person for us? So it could be a single child who is listening to my lecture. Our lecture will say, you pay attention. If more than one group of people is here, more than one group of people is here, what will I say? You pay attention. To that group of people, I'll say, yes, you pay attention. Yes, this group is good. You are good. This is not good. Okay. So this is the way we talk. So even when more than one person is there in the second person subject, we use the same word you. So you can see the chart. First person singular I, first person plural we, first person singular you, first person plural is also you. Then come to the third person. What is the third person? Third person, when I am talking about a single boy, so I will use the word he. When I am talking about a single girl, I use the word she. When I want to show a single thing to you, I'll say this. Okay. When I want to show something which is singular but which is far away from me, I will say that. Okay. So this chart you can see I have made for clarifying this very fact only. Where to use this, where to use that, where to use these and where to use those. When things are near me. When it is singular, I use the word what? I use the word this. When it is plural, it is near me, I use the word these. When something is far away, I say that. When many things are far away, I say these, I say those. Understood? So these kind of words I am using. Near, this pen is near me. This is my pen. If it would be far, that is my pen. If I had two pens in my hand, I would say these are my pen. It is near me. These are my pen. When two pens are far, I would say those are my pen. So the concept is of near and far. Okay. This and these is used for near, that and those are used for far. So that can be used as your third person singular. Those can be used as your third person plural. And I have written the names Ram and Sita, and I have also written Ram and Shyam. So these I have just written randomly. For example, if I was talking about a single boy named Ram, so I would have used the name Ram. It is not necessary I will always use he. Okay, if there were two people I am talking about like Ram and Shyam, so Ram and Shyam would be my third person plural subjects. I hope till here it is very much clear to you. Yes. Now we will move to the third step. What is our third step? The third step is this chart. That is the verb be, do and have form. So this particular be, do and have I am going to explain to you separately. Be, do and have, let us understand it with the help of a story. Now be, do and have are friends. They are not only friends, they are family members in fact. And they belong to the family of verbs. Now B is a grandpa. Let us take that B is a grandpa. Okay. And do is also a grandpa. Have is also a grandpa. Like they are great grandpas for us. Okay. Now these great grandpapas, they are having family members. Who are the family members? We will come to know through this chart. There are three generations. One is the present generation. Like I may say, you can assume yourself as the present generation. Okay. Your parents will become the which generation? Under your grandfather, your parents are there and then you are there. You are the present, your parents are the past. Okay. Now you are young, at the time your parents were young. And what is the future? Future is the coming generation that is about to come. That is when you people get married, then the new generation is going to come. So in the family of these grandpas, we are going to study about three generations: present, past and future. Okay. So you are the present, your parents is the past, and the coming generation when you get married is going to be the future generation. Now in the family of B, who is you? You are, is, am, are. Who are you? Your names are is, am and are. What is the name of your parents then? The name of the parents is was, were. That is past. They have become old now. They were young once. Now we are talking about the young people only. You are the youngest, so you are present. Is, am, are. Your parents are elder to you. They are your past. So they are was and were. And when you get married, who will come? Will be. Will be is going to come when you get married. So this is the family of Mr. Grandpa B. Then we have the family of do. So the present generation, does and do. Like you people can name yourself as does and do. And who is the parent of does and do? The parent of does and do is did. So parents were born before you. So that means you are present and your parents are past. That means does and do is present and did is what? Past. And once you people get married, who is going to come? Will do. Will do is going to come. Next is have family. In the have family, the grandpa have, the eldest right now, the generation which we are talking about, has and have. Has and have. You people are has and have. Your parents are had. Your parents are had. And when you get married, who is going to come? Will have. Will have is going to come. So three generations I have introduced. One is you yourself. The other is your parents. Your parents is past. You are present. When you get married, then future generation is going to come. So three generations we have studied. Now one more feature about the generation we will come to know. What you will see, future generation. Future generation, like right now you must be noticing the changes in your life as well. We people are quite friendly, right? We make friends very easily and we are quite broad-minded also. So similarly, the generation which is going to come in the future, they will be very broad-minded. They will make friends very easily. So the family members of the future of all the three families, be, do and have, all the members of be, do and have of the future generation, they are friendly with everyone. Everyone. That is why I have written the word all out here. I have written the word all because they are friendly with everyone. Out here, whom am I referring to? Everyone. I am referring to your first person, second person and third person. So we can use these words will be, will do and will have with any one of them. Whether it is singular, whether it is plural, whether it is first person, second person, third person, anything you choose from this chart, they are ready to mingle with them and they are ready to do the friendship. For example, if I make a sentence, I will be late, you will be late, he will be late, they will be late, you will be late, we will be late. So the sentences are correct. That means they mingle with everyone very easily. When I say will do, you will do the work, he will do the work, I will do the work, we will do the work, okay, they will do the work. Will have, I will have eaten my lunch by then, we will have eaten by lunch by then, you will have eaten by lunch then, okay. So we can see that these verbs we are able to use with all kinds of persons and all kinds of numbers, like singular noun and plural noun, both we can use, okay. First person, second person, third person, all we can use. So that is why I have written all under them. Next, come to this portion of the chart, did and had. Now did and had are also quite broad-minded. Now you will notice when you compare the parents of your friends and yourself, you will notice sometimes you feel my parents are not that broad-minded. My parents don't allow me to go for movie with my friends. And the friend of the parents of Rakshit or maybe the parents of Sunaina are so good. They allow her to go for the shopping herself. They allow her to go for the movie. So there is a little bit of variation in the generation also, right? So the same difference is here. Did and had. Now did and had are little bit broad-minded like the coming generations. So what they are doing? They are also mingling with everyone. So we can use did I make a mistake? Did we make a mistake? Did they make a mistake? Okay. So they are suitable with all of them. When I am using had, I had a headache yesterday. He had a headache yesterday. They had a headache yesterday. So with everyone, singular, plural, first person, second, third person, we are able to use. So these columns are very easy because all these 5 columns, they are very easy to mingle with everyone. No different you have to remember for them. Okay. And what are the exceptions then? Let's come from the first portion of your chart. Is, am and are. Now you will notice in the present generation also there are some people who are easily mingling with everyone. There are some people who are shy even in the present generation, like you people I'm talking about. Yes, you students. Okay, so here also there is a mixture we will find. But the modern generation is very friendly, so that is why they are friends with everyone. Okay. And in your parents' generation also, some are very broad-minded and some are just mediocrely, moderately, they are broad-minded, so accordingly. Now is having a friendship only with third person and that too singular. That means we use the word is with whom? I use the word is with only this portion. With only this portion. I use is, he is, she is, this is, that is, Ram is, Sita is. So third person singular. That is why I have written third S out here. I don't write you is, we is, no. That is incorrect. Next, am. Am is used only and only with first person singular. That is very easy. Am only we use with I. And what is I? I is first person singular. Now are. Now what is are? Are, I have not written anything for you. So what does that mean? That are can be used for we are, you are, they are, these are, those are, Ram and Sham are. So what I come to know, are is used with plural only. It is used with plural only, but it can be used with first person, second person and third person, but it has to be plural only. Okay, so are is having friendship with all the plurals, we can say. So I have written out there P under the are word. Next in the family out here is does. So with whom I use does? Does is again used with 3s, that is third person singular. Third person singular. So he does, she does, this does not work for me, that does not work for me, Ram does not do his work, Ram does not work for me. Okay, so does is used with third person singular, and do is used with the rest. We do not like talking to them. You do not like talking to them. They do not like talking. Okay, so I do not like talking. So this is used with the rest. Next we are having has. Has is again used with third person singular. He has, she has, this has, that has, Ram has, Sita has a book. So all this is used with has. Have, now have is used for plural. We have, you have, they have. Okay, these people have, those people have. Okay, so you have, I have. So with all the rest of the columns, what do we use? We use have. Have is used with rest all. That means except this column, that have is used with rest all the columns. Okay, now one similarity you must have noticed, that all the first members of be, do and have family, they are connected with third person singular. So you can find out ways to learn this chart in an easy manner. This thing you have to learn in the same manner. Is, am, are, do, does, has, have, was, were, did, had. These main elements you have to learn in the same manner. Then you can very much learn future. All the columns are all. It is easy to remember. Then did and have. Do and have. Second last two columns are also going with all of them. It is easy to remember. Then in the present tense in the form of be, do and have, the first words which we are discussing, that is working out with whom? Third person singular only. Next, let's come to past tense was and were. Was is used for singular. Was is used for singular. We can use was with third person singular and first person singular. I was late. He, she, this, that was late. Ram, Sita was late. Okay. With you we don't use it. Okay. Were is used with plural and with second person, or I can say with rest, whatever is remaining. After deleting third and first column, when I delete the remaining all the portions, we can use were. Okay. Next is your did. Did and had we have already discussed. Right now when I'm explaining you things, you might be feeling things are quite complicated, how to remember all this. I have even written it down for your convenience, and you can take a screenshot, as well as I'll be providing it to you in the classroom also. So you can note it down in your notebook. Regularly when you look at the same charts again and again, you will have it learned. You will know it. You will remember it. So is, am, are. Is with third person singular, am first person, and that is specially I. Are with rest all, and are is used with plural only. Okay, it is used with plural only. Was is used with third person singular, first person singular. Were is used with rest all, and were is used with plural also we can say. Does is used with third person singular. Do is used with rest all. Has is used with third person singular. Have is used with rest all. So I hope you understood how these things are working, and once you learn this chart and you learn to connect it with this chart, then what will happen, you will never make the errors of subject verb agreement. You will know that you cannot use I has a pen. You will always say I have a pen, and you will know it is not necessary everywhere you insert I. You insert the word am with I. Sometimes I have a book. I am have a book nahi hota. I have a book. Okay, so those things you will learn once you see this chart. So I have tried my level best to make things simple for you, and I know the video has become quite lengthy. Even you might find it boring, but I tried to speak as less I could and to explain as much as I could. So God bless you all, dear children. If still doubts are there, do not worry. I shall discuss it with you people in our Zoom classes. God bless you all.